Time for the Roundball Roundup Camden Laker basketball show from the Funky Buffalo. And now your hosts, William Holtz and Ron Dugan.
Welcome, folks, to the Roundball Roundup Lake Area basketball show. I'm your host, William Holtz, joined by the wonderful Ron Dugan. Ron, what's going on, brother?
Not too much. Excited about basketball season.
Man, seems like just yesterday we were concluding the last year's show, and here we are.
I know, it was kind of years go a little faster as we get older, but basketball season's upon us, and for me it's the most exciting time of the year. I mean, I love all the sports, but got a special heart for basketball, and so it's really fun to get out there and watch these guys play. And of course we're watching kids play from 4th grade, 3rd grade, all the way up through high school, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ron, so many things going to basketball season. Obviously, you think about the snow starting, the holidays with Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the crazy stuff, but nothing quite as satisfying as hearing that ball hit the floor every day. It's nice to be back, isn't it?
It is, and Christmas time is holiday basketball time, so yeah, it is a special time of the year.
Yeah, and we got a pleasant addition to this year's show. Obviously, for those of you that watched last year, strictly covered the Camden Lakers men's and women's team. Well, we have added Osage. We're going to be covering their guys and girls team this year as well.
Yeah, and that's great because, covering all the Lake Area teams, we try to follow them a little bit, but, to get up and close and personal with these guys and get to know them, I think it's great for the entire Lake Area and Lake basketball.
Yeah, certainly, and boy, do we have some good teams right here in our own backyard. The Osage girls are off to a fast start. They're at 4-1. The Osage boys off to a fast start at 4-1, and I mean they're playing well both of the programs, and this is how the show's going to work, guys. We're going to alternate weeks. One week Ron and I will have the focal point of the show be on the Camden programs. Of course, we'll touch on the other program, and the next week we'll flip-flop and we'll focus on the other program. In today's show, we're going to focus on Camdenton's programs. We're going to talk with head women's basketball coach Stacy Caffey, and then we got the treat of being joined by Blair Kurtz and Dyllan Decker on our player spotlight, and always love getting to talk with those kids.
Oh, talk about quality kids. I mean, they both are just wonderful, wonderful role models for the younger kids coming up, and just great people, and great people to get to know, and they're going to do well in the world when they get out, and it's exciting to see them and see them develop as people and as players, and they're just wonderful kids, and really looking forward to watching them all season.
Yeah, and so many things still up in the air as far as what is going to come of all these programs. Of course, stay tuned to the Roundball Roundup all year long. We're going to keep you as close as we possibly can. Ron, obviously, Coach Caffey getting ready to come on the show, and of course, Blair and Dyllan. We're going to talk with them, and then Ron will welcome you back on the show after this.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes in top condition is not just a job, it's our passion. Our athletic trainers work in the schools to keep student athletes safe and healthy. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons have the expertise to get you over the pain and back in the game. And we offer 5 area locations for physical therapy to help you regain your competitive edge.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Introducing the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $20 a month, wash your car as often as you want. Enjoy significant savings and never worry if it's going to rain or not. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
And we are back. We're on time to talk about our programs. We're going to start with the Osage girls, and they're off to a fast start.
They are 4-1 this year, and really have some quality wins. Helias is a really good program, and took away a 2-point win out there, and that's a great win for them. And the boys, they've always had a really strong program over there, and this year it looks to be the same. I mean, they're 4-1 also, and they've got some good, strong wins. They're scoring a lot of points, and I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with again this year.
Yeah, talking with both of the coaches for Osage, both Coach Snicker and Coach Strickland, both coaches really do believe that their programs have a chance to go far this year, and especially on the guys' side, I expected them to come out firing it in 4-1. Their only loss at Blair Oaks in that tournament up there at Eugene, they come away with a 2-1 record, as do the girls at that tournament. They lost in the championship against St. James But to get to the championship game for the girls, I think that's the kind of start they were looking for.
Yeah, and they've been building their program for a number of years, and they're building it all the way down. They do a great youth program over there, and so they're really going to come on strong not only this year but in years to come too.
Yeah, we got some very, very exciting players that we're excited to feature this year for Osage, and obviously both coaches doing a nice job, as you said, building, and I think it's time for some of the fruit to pay off. I think you're starting to see some serious success for those programs. Obviously, talk a little bit more about them next week. So the girls getting an opportunity. They're going to play at Camdenton, and then the following week, obviously, the guys going to get to square off in between some games. But let's turn our attention to the Camdenton programs. Ron, obviously, really, really excited at what we saw from our girls down at the Rogers tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean, the expectations, weren't real high for the girls with losing the number of players they lost and the number of points they lost each game, and from those starters. And man, they started off. I saw them down in Marshfield, and they were getting after it in Marshfield, and I was excited to see, and especially the young players coming up, and they've got some great sophomores and juniors to complement our couple seniors that we have, and they looked really strong, and then go down to Rogers and they kind of stubbed their toe in the first game. Rogers got a great program, so that was a tough team, but they didn't play very well in that game, and as Coach will allude to a little bit later, but came right back and had 2 quality wins, and they're scoring a lot of points. I mean, they're averaging, except for one game, you take one game out of, they're averaging 70 points a game, and that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of scoring for a team we weren't so sure about, huh?
Yeah, it really is, and they just flat get after it, and from the start to go, and they are a lot of fun to watch, and it's going to be exciting to see. They've got 2 games at home next week, which is going to be a lot of fun for everybody to get out and watch. The boys have a couple games at home next week too, so 4 days of basketball at home, which is going to be wonderful. And then they start getting in, after the blue and gold and pink and white, they get into their conference schedule, and then, things get a little tougher for them. But, I think the girls have a team that can really compete each and every night.
Yeah, and what you love about this program is these young players all over the place. You have your upperclassmen that were younger players last year, but you're seeing the effects of all that valuable time they got last year.
Oh, and they did. I mean, the coach is wonderful about rotating those kids in. And she plays her entire bench, and whether you're a freshman or a senior, you're going to get some playing time. And it is really paying off, and especially this year because, like I said, she lost so many seniors, and we only have 2 seniors this year. So all those juniors and sophomores got a lot of playing time last year, and already it is paying dividends.
Yeah, and I will tell you, speaking of the 2 seniors, you're talking about Blair Kurtz and Tegan Shockley, and both off to a fast start. Actually, I have here, I wanted to read off Blair Kurtz numbers in that Rogers tournament. We talked about the competition you're going to see down there at that tournament is some of the better competition you'll see. Mm-hmm. Kurtz in those 3 games averaged 13.7 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and almost 4 steals per game. Pretty impressive numbers.
Well, and she's just an all well-rounded player. I mean, she can do it all, and if they need her to score, she can score. If they need her to get steals and play solid defense, she does that as well as anybody on the team, and knows how to dish it too. So, she's a well-rounded player, and she's a lot of fun to watch.
And as good as she is of a player on the court, you got to love her as much off the court. Of course, you guys will probably get to see that when we have her on the set later.
Yeah, she's just a great person. Yeah.
Great person. And then on the boys' side, they are 2-2. They started off at that Marshall tournament, and I'll tell you what, saw some real tough competition.
Sedalia Smith-Cotton's got a fantastic team this year.
Yeah.
They're going to beat a lot of teams, and they'll, I wouldn't be surprised to see them, in the district championship game this year. I mean, they've got a really good team this year, and our first game, and we didn't play very well, but also Coach Quinn's got a very young squad. Also, he also only has 2 seniors. Got a lot of kids that are playing that don't have a lot of playing time.
Right.
And so it's going to take him a while. He's kind of a work in progress, but you saw a little bit of that work last night, against against Eldon. And, some of those younger kids are starting to step up and play a little bit. And it's kind of nice to see. And I think he's certainly on the right track with these kids. And again, you got a big kid like Grant Nord inside that, didn't even play last year. And I'll tell you what, he's going to take up a lot of space in there, and he's going to do some great things this year for us.
Speaking of Norton, Ron, as much as you'd like to see your 6'8" guy score a ton of points and own the boards, I think what we can rely on Norton to do just as well, Grant Norton, that is, just alter shots. You don't even need to block them, and we saw that a couple times last night.
It's an intimidation factor. You get a kid that size in the middle of the paint, and you think twice about coming in the lane. And he's that kind of an intimidating factor. And he's a great compliment to a kid like Dyllan Decker and Hunter Glenn.
Right.
Hunter Glenn, he's a great slasher to the basket. He's going to score a lot of points from the three. But Dyllan is too, and Dyllan has the ability to shoot anywhere on the court.
Yeah,
and he can pull kids. If they start guarding him inside, he'll pull them out, start knocking down some threes. Then they got to come out and guard him. And when they do that, then he's going to take him to the hole. And if the big guys, kind of collapse on him, he's dishing to Grant. Grant's taking it down with both hands.
Yeah, certainly, which we can't wait to see a lot of that hopefully this year, because Decker looks to be coming out of the gate playing about as well as we've seen him play in his Laker career. I know it's early, but you look at their 2 wins, obviously the 73-71 win, over Marshall, scored 40 points, a career high. I mean, that's just an unbelievable number. And then last night, and not even a full game, pours on 23 points. And Ron, what I want to touch on, besides those 23 points, that's impressive, was he had 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 block shots. Those are just as valuable as those points.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Those, you create a lot of things, when you're doing that and dishing the ball, and a very unselfish player, and for you to say that about a kid that can score 40, that's an unselfish player, is a huge compliment to him. And we've got a lot of that on that team, very unselfish players that like to compliment someone else, and if someone's got the hot hand, they're going to give it to him. Isaiah Lumley last night, he had a hot hand, and they kept dishing it to him, and I don't think he scored 16 or 17
points.
But that's a great addition to the team, and they've got some young kids that are going to step up, and they got a lot of minutes last night, and we've even got a freshman up there that's putting in a lot of good, valuable minutes and doing a great job on defense. I was really impressed with Brandon, and he just did a great job last night.
Very hard-nosed minutes for him.
Yeah, and I know him pretty well, and so it was really great to see some of that hard work that he's put in the last few years paying off for him.
Yeah, we talk about this guys program, and obviously we know what you're going to get from Dyllan Decker. One of, if not the premier player in the Ozark Conference. And then you talk about the Lumley and the Hunter Glenn, and those 2 players we know, based on the body of work we got from Hunter Glenn, especially later in the year last year, and then what we know about Isaiah Lumley. I know he didn't play last year, but we know he's a basketball kid, and then obviously through 4 games we're seeing just how talented he is. But I get the idea, or the impression, that if this team is going to have some serious success, somebody other than those 3 is not just going to have to step up, Ron, but they're going to have to kind of burst onto the scene, if you would, that they weren't really expected to.
Well, especially in the Ozark Conference. I mean, when you're playing against some smaller schools, you can get by with 2 or 3 kids, doing about everything on the court. In the Ozark Conference, you can't get by with that. So you definitely have to have, a couple more kids that are going to have to step up and put in some real valuable minutes and do some scoring, because, I'm going to tell you, those big guys from Kickapoo aren't going to let Dyllan score 40 points. Right. They're going to double team him all night long, and so those other guys somebody's going to be open. And those guys are going to have to knock down shots. And I think we've got the caliber of kids that can do that, and the kids that have enough confidence in their basketball skills to do it. And even though, like Isaiah and Grant didn't play last year, they have confidence in their game. And you can tell that on the court when they're out there. They have a lot of confidence in themselves, and that's going to pay a lot of dividends in the future.
Another name pay attention to, Ron, I think is going to have a big impact on this year's team, Connor Graves. Had some big rebounds last night. But what you like about the kid is he can do it all, because, yes, we know he can score, but he loves fitting into his role. And if he can continue to do that, that's kind of the kid I'm talking about, either him or Norton.
Right. Connor he's a really strong player and quick. I mean, he is one of those kids that are going to fly after the basketball no matter where it is. And he's not afraid of a little contact. And you've got to have those strong kids like Connor in that lineup, because they're gonna do a lot of the little things that get unnoticed. They're gonna block out. They're gonna play strong defense. And those things are going to allow the other players to step up and score, or not have to double team a player.
Right.
And and that just it's going to really pay off for them as an entire team when you get a kid like Connor and a couple of other ones that are playing those roles that can really step up and do some great things for us.
And boy, you touched on this last year, and this team can be successful because not only do we expect some kids to step up and play big, bigger than they were expected, but you just got to love this coaching staff top to bottom.
Oh yeah, I mean they're fantastic, and they'll Coach O'Quinn, and I've said it before, he'll get every little ounce he can get out of every one of those players.
Right.
And again, we're young, we're inexperienced, but he'll get the maximum effort out of them, and he'll demand it, and like I said, they'll step up and do it, and we've got a great freshman class coming up, that's going to complement things, and
certainly,
so the future's pretty bright, for Coach O'Quinn and his coaching staff, and those guys do a great job with these kids.
Well, Ron, we're certainly looking very, very forward to it this early in the game. And this early in the season, obviously, the only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure. And we are certainly excited to see where these programs go this year. And I can tell you, we're going to be there all along the way, aren't we?
We will. This will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Ron, there is so many good games that we could talk about, and obviously games coming up. But what I want to do is I want to meet a couple of the players and talk with Coach Caffey. So we're going to have them on the set, and we'll be back after this.
As a local businesswoman and mom of 2, life can be very busy. So having my groceries delivered makes life so much more convenient. They deliver it to my door without me ever having to leave the house.
At Hy-Vee, we love our moms so much that we'll do the grocery shopping for you. Pre-order your list from home with Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. Our personal shopper handpicks produce and selects the best for you. You can even select your preferred ripeness of your produce. Try Hy-Vee's Aisles Online today.
And we're back on the Roundball Roundup. Now it's time to meet the coach, Stacy Caffey, head women's coach of the Camdenton Lady Lakers. Coach, what's going on?
Not much. Thanks for having me.
Hey, my absolute pleasure. Your girls off to a pretty fast start out of the gates, 4-1. Let's talk about the early going.
I think that's a great description for this team, out of the gates, because that's how they play. I feel like, just our offense, our defense is just fast and relentless. So, fun team to coach. And I think it'd be a great team to watch. And these girls they go hard. They play hard, and it's not always the prettiest, but it's everything. You're getting everything they have. So.
Very good, Coach. Let's talk about your tenure here at Camdenton. Your 5th year, 68 and 38 overall. Last year accomplished a lot, but you graduated a lot. Touch on that.
Yes, we did. We graduated some big shoes. And I think on average I think it was around 52 points is what we graduated, and as a coach, that's kind of scary. But then at the same time, these first 5 games, the girls have just came out, and we have 4 of the games scoring 68 or more.
Yeah.
And I just think these girls knew their challenge. They were ready for it, and they worked hard this summer. And we had a lot of girls in the gym making their 30,000 points this summer, and I just feel like they knew the challenge ahead of them, and they've stepped up big time.
Coach, I want to touch on that. You talked about the amount of points you girls are scoring, and with you graduating such a large percentage of your offense, I was in the percentage of people that thought or asked, where are points going to come from? And your younger girls have stepped up and been scoring the basketball. Yeah, they have. And I think that takes straight credit to our defense. They're getting 38, 40 points out of our defense, and that's huge, and it's layups, it's high percentage shots, and the girls are doing a good job buying in and knowing what's going to win ball games. From the Rogers tournament, now I know that's always such a prestigious tournament to get an opportunity to be down at that Elite 8 tournament. Had some tough matchups, but you guys came away from the tournament 2-1. What was your overall takeaway from that?
I think we did a great job. You see different types of play, but both teams were big zones. They had more, and we're going to see this with every game we step into, but they had more size on the court, and our girls really had to battle inside and make some things known. Blair Kurtz really stepped up, and she had 17 points for a game high in the tournament, but her stats were just relentless over the tournament, and I thought she did a great job. Not only I lost my voice like the entire tournament, and when I mean lost, I mean you couldn't hear anything. And Blair was definitely my vocals that game, those games, and she just stepped up, and that's what's so great about having a veteran playing for you. Your senior being your leader, and she just stepped up on the court, and even if she didn't know what I was saying, she ran something, and I had complete confidence in what she was leading her team too. So she did a great job.
Yeah, Coach, let's talk about some of the girls you have, particularly this year. Obviously, we knew coming in you were going to be relying very heavily on Blair Kurtz, and through 5 games we know she's answered the call. But you also knew that Coley and also Tegan were going to be 2 huge pieces of the puzzle. Talk about what you've seen from your girls so far.
Exactly that. Like, we knew that they were going to be big, large pieces to our puzzle, and Coley's doing a great job inside and being able to step outside as well. Tegan, again, anywhere I need her, like, she's playing. She plays a huge important role on our defense, and then has played post outside. But you can't forget Abby, Kylie, and Basham either, because those 3 have they're putting up doubles too, and it's one of those where it's like, who's going to play tonight? And the great thing is the girls don't care. They're giving it to whoever's open, and it's exciting. We've had Basham has been in double digits, Kylie's been in doubles, and so is Abby. In the assists, we're averaging 4 or 5 assists for each player, and it's fun to watch. It's they're definitely bonding well as a team and playing well.
Yeah, Coach, you have such a unique group of girls. You talked about averaging, between 4 and 5 assists per player. That's huge, and it brings me back to a game last year at Rolla in which your girls, I think, scored, 82 points, and they had like 65 assists. It was an ungodly amount of assists for that many points. And I think that those younger girls getting to see playing a team with some of those older girls obviously pays dividends into this season, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think every part of it, whether it's the expectation level or the intensity level, whatever is expected on them on the court, it's definitely is dropped down from our veteran seniors. So I think what our seniors have left, the importance on the court has definitely been picked up and pushed even further with this group of girls.
Yeah, you were talking about the trio of Basham, Miller, and Meyer, and those 3 collectively got some very big minutes last year in big varsity games, and I think obviously, as we just touched on, that's a big part of why these girls are able to be so successful so far.
Absolutely, they're confident, and I think with whoever's out on the court, we're confident with whatever mixture we can put in. If it's Kylie, and we've got a couple of freshmen stepping up for us, and we've got a big mixture, and I feel like each one of these girls, doesn't matter which role we put in or who we might put in. Shelby Kurtz, which is a freshman, but we might put her in the game and then move our guards around, whichever. Or we've got Megan Vest, who's also another freshman. If she plays in, we'll pull Coley out and play wing. So I think there's a good mixture of what we can do and put on the court. And Sabrina Chesnell went to the tournament with us, and she had 6 points and 4 rebounds one game, Megan Vest, a freshman, pulls down 4 rebounds. Like, we've had girls just step up. I mean, they're doing a great job, and it's one of those that I think would be a hard team to scout, because I don't even know what to expect game to game.
Yeah, certainly. Coach, another thing I do want to ask you now, basketball season's so long, so much takes place, over the course of those 4.5 months of basketball season, maybe 5 months even, depending how far you go. What do you do as a head coach to enjoy life still during basketball? I know you love what you're doing, but it's a grind. Every day in there you have game film, you have media to deal with, you have parents to deal with, and then of course you still have a job at the district, and then you have a family. How do you hold all that together and still coach and also enjoy your life?
I think through a few of these months, my family becomes, they just come with me. They go to all the games. Chloe and Reese, the girls, treat them like brother and sister. I mean, they care for them, and it's like they just become part of my coaching, I guess you could say, just because they are with us, whatever we do. But we definitely, on days that we have off, definitely, it's going to be hard for me. Like, Chloe's always, can I go stay the night here? No, this is the only night I get to see, and it's kind of like you're that mother hog where you're like, you're not going anywhere, that type of thing, because family time's important to me. Certainly. And I feel like, we just want to always make sure that they know we're here, and our family's first. And that goes with our girls too. And they know family's first. And that comes, if you have your family support, then you can be successful on the court. But and I think I carry that not only as a coach but as a mother as well. So Chloe and Reese and Taylor and Chase, they definitely, it's kind of with Taylor being in college, she went to Arkansas with us. So we met him in Springfield, made a little bit tighter of a seat and the things, but the girls did not complain. They were like, more the merrier,
Right.
packed him in. And it was just nice having Taylor there all weekend, Taylor and Chloe both. And so they just jump in and they're part of the team. And I think that's the best way because I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, I asked that question, Coach, because I think anyone that's familiar with the Camden Lady Lakers program knows it's family first. That is your guys' motto. We are a family. We're in this together, and it's what's allowed you guys to be so successful. And I think anyone that's around the program or has watched you girls knows that's certainly the case. So good work, Coach.
Thank you.
That is head women's basketball coach at Camdenton, Stacy Caffey. Coach, good luck. We're looking very forward to following you girls and can't wait to see what these girls can accomplish.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after this on the Roundball Roundup.
The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company is home to the Roundball Roundup Camdenton Lakers basketball show. And it's home to the lake's best coffee, scones, and handcrafted sandwiches. Come see what all the talk is about and enjoy the beautiful tucked away in the woods setting. While deciding from our irresistible lineup of drinks and treats, you'll also notice some of the most breathtaking art from local artists plastered all over our walls. The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company, taking pride in being much more than your normal coffee shop.
Polylift boat lifts.
Your boat is a major investment. Make sure it sits on a Polylift.
When you need a boat lift to raise your boat out of the water, choose the one voted best boat lift at the lake. Choose Polylift. Any size, built with the best quality construction, a lifetime warranty on the tanks, and the service to stand behind it. We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
And we are back with the Roundball Roundup's player spotlight tonight, and it is none other than senior guard Blair Kurtz. Miss Kurtz, what's going on?
Oh, not a lot.
Excited for basketball season. Obviously, quick start, you girls. Off to a 4-1 start. Obviously, played really well down at the Rogers tournament. Give us a couple of your takeaways from the early going so far.
We've had a great start, like you said. We went down to Rogers. Kind of the underdogs. They didn't see a lot coming out of us, but we pulled away 2-1 with it. Ended up with 5th place, so it was really well.
Yeah, that's a very prestigious tournament. You guys see a lot of different levels of competition throughout the season. Talk about the teams you got to see in that tournament.
We saw Rogers, who we played last year, and we beat them last year. We fell to them this year, but we do think that there were lots of things that we could have done differently. We do think that if we were to play them again, we could come out with that one. We also saw Alma and Southside, who are also big Arkansas teams, and like you said, it was an elite tournament, so it was really good to come out with those 2 wins.
So at 4-1 through a week and a half, 2 weeks of the season, you guys graduated a lot of star power last year. Talk about some of the younger girls coming up and what you've seen from them.
I think coming into this season, a lot of us knew we were going to need to step up into different roles, and as the first couple weeks of practice and then we start playing games, people are coming into those roles and they're realizing how important they are to the team, and they're really willing to step up, and we're going to make a lot happen with it.
Very, very exciting stuff. Now, for those of you that don't know, Miss Blair Kurtz, one of the more finer student athletes in the area. Blair, so we want to give you an opportunity to share a little bit about what makes Blair here to our viewers. So first I want to ask you, I know this, I think your coach knows this, some people here, but what are you going to do after high school?
The plan after high school is to go to the University of Arkansas. I'm planning on going there with Tegan Shockley, who's also a senior this year on the basketball team. I'm thinking I'm going to be majoring in education, something like that. That's the plan for right now.
Awesome. Anything along the lines of athletics, or do you think after this year that may be it?
I'll definitely want to do some intramural stuff, maybe some club at Arkansas, but the plan is to come back with an education degree and also coach in the future.
You do want to coach?
I do want to coach.
In the future. Well, very, very exciting. What were some of the things that attracted you down to Arkansas?
Honestly, my plan wasn't originally to go out of state, but Tegan's brother went there and she had some connections down there, so we went down there just for a visit, and I just love the campus and love the environment, so it was a good fit.
Very good. Well, Blair, this is one of the more fun segments we're going to do this year. It's called the Fast Five, and we are going to round off 5 random questions, and you just have to answer about as quick as you can, whatever pops into your head. Keep it obviously appropriate for the camera. Be good. We know you're crazy out of control, as your coach told us. So, but we want to know, first we're going to ask you your very favorite TV show that's on right now.
That's on right now? Oh gosh. This Is Us is this new show that's come on this year that I've actually really liked. I've missed the last like 4 episodes, but I liked it when it first came on.
Basketball keeping you busy, but you'll be able to catch up, right? Following the season, maybe do that in a little ice skating. Post-season, obviously, after the season. Big emphasis there for after the season, not during. Okay, so that's your favorite show. Tell me your favorite actor or actress.
Oh my gosh. I like Steve Carell.
Oh, who doesn't love Steve Carell?
Right.
So you like The Office?
I love The Office.
It's a great answer. Thank goodness that you answered with that. Okay, so favorite place to eat here in Camdenton?
El Cap.
El Cap Mexican place. And what do you order if you go there?
I get 2 chicken enchiladas and a side of rice.
And that's it?
That's it.
2 enchiladas.
And like 4 baskets of chips.
There you have it. Very, very good. All right, so if you could go anywhere outside of Camdenton, it could be in Missouri, but anywhere outside of here that you haven't been, where would you go?
That I haven't been? Like in the world?
Yeah, in the world.
Oh gosh, I think I would want to go to Italy.
Italy, and why? Tell us why.
There's just so much like history that you can see there, and so much just stuff to see, things to do. There's just a lot of culture there, and I think it'd be fun.
Certainly. Okay, so our 5th question of the Fast 5.
Okay.
So you got to get ready. Tell us something that no one would know about Blair.
Oh, let's see. Something no one would know about me.
You may not even know.
I don't even know about myself. My family, we don't so much anymore, but we used to raise pigs, and that was a very fun part of my life. Is we would raise the pigs, and I loved being out there with them all the time. We haven't because we've been busy lately, so we haven't lately. But that was a big part of Blair back in the day.
I think you mentioned that
Really?
last year about you guys.
So you already know.
Well, I didn't remember, but when you said that, I feel like I remembered something about raising pigs. I could just not imagine in the Kurtz household, you guys all chasing pigs, running around.
Oh, that's exactly what it was, though. It's just a bunch of Kurtz kids chasing pigs. It's great.
And not mom or dad, just the kids?
Oh, definitely dad's.
So I can see dad definitely chasing the pigs around. Well, Blair, so obviously we get to know a little bit about you, but we'll make the shift back to basketball real quick now. We talked about losing a lot, but you're still very confident. I don't feel like that a lot of people thought that these Camdenton Lady Lakers were going to start the season 4-1, and do you feel like this record is an indication for what you guys are going to be able to accomplish this year?
Absolutely. I agree with you that a lot of people kind of counted us out from the beginning with just looking at the stats and the players that we lost, but like I said earlier, people are really stepping up into their roles. I think that they're seeing just what they can do and their own potential, and so they're more excited to step up into it. And I think definitely we'll be able to accomplish a lot more than what people are expecting us to.
She certainly answered the question better than I could ask it. That's Blair Kurtz, senior guard for the Camdenton Lady Lakers. Absolute pleasure, Blair. Looking forward to following you guys this year. And for those of you that don't know, I think it's probably a safe bet that you are looking at a 2016-17 Ozark Conference first team selection. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. I think it will. Coach thinks it does. Dyllan Decker thinks it will happen as well. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have Dyllan Decker, senior guard, for the men's team after this on the Roundball Roundup.
Your boat. It's part of who you are. It's all about enjoying the lake on the weekend and having fun with friends and family. For all your boat is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? You can with Quick Car Dockside Boat Cleaning. Quick Car will come to your dock and clean your boat from bow to stern, so you'll spend more time enjoying your boat, not cleaning it. Quick Car Dockside Boat Cleaning. Quick, easy, and professional every time. 2 blocks from Hy-Vee and Osage Beach.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes in top condition is not just a job, it's our passion. Our athletic trainers work in the schools to keep student athletes safe and healthy. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons have the expertise to get you over the pain and back in the game. And we offer 5 area locations for physical therapy to help you regain your competitive edge.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
And we are back on the Roundball Roundup, now joined by one of the more charismatic guys you might get a chance to meet around the Camdenton basketball program, senior Dyllan Decker. Dill, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, buddy? Just hanging out at the Funky Buffalo. Chilling, man.
Chilling. Fresh off a big-time win against Eldon.
Yes.
Talk about the game Tuesday night.
So the game Tuesday night, well, I didn't get a great start to the game. First, Don't go ice skating when your coach tells you not to. That's a good hint to go by.
I wasn't going to bring it up and throw the young man under the bus, but since we opened that.
You tweeted about it.
Yeah, I did tweet about it. I thought it might be a developing story. Our star's not playing. What's going on? Ron and I were panicking.
But there was an ice skating trip for class, and Coach O'Quinn told me not to ice skate. And just a miscommunication, and I ice skated, and I was not able to start.
So for all the young guys going to Camdenton, the 4th, 5th, 6th graders, the middle schoolers that look up to Dyllan Decker, what's your takeaway from that situation?
Definitely just listen no matter what you think. I mean, just go by what you're told, I guess.
But now
no
since
exceptions.
Since we got all that out of the way, the man was balling. Comes off the bench, about 2 minutes left in the first quarter, immediately blocks a jump shot, next time down the floor, nails a 3, and then gets a steal on the other end. So it did not affect him coming off the bench. I don't know. You did score 40 the other night, but that was the best I had seen you look. Coach O'Quinn, maybe leave this guy coming in off the bench, yes?
I don't know about that.
Probably not.
No.
Well, Dill, I know that you guys didn't quite have the success that you wanted last year, win-wise, but you guys just never really put everything together. Now, you guys are off to a 2-2 start this year. What's your realistic expectations?
So this year, we got a lot of young guys. We got 4 upperclassmen. Everybody else is just coming up from freshman basketball. So just being patient, that's the biggest thing I took away from the first couple weeks of practice. Coach O'Quinn himself. Coach O'Quinn generally is not a very patient coach. He's very, he wants you to get better, and if you don't get better, it upsets him. But he's just been very accepting, he's on the learning curve with us, and that's just great to see him being a great leader in that way. So just taking away that every day we're going to get better, and who knows, I mean, for football this year, every day we got better, and by the end of the year, we were a totally different team than we started the year. And just having that mindset will get us where we need to go.
All right, Dill, I love it, man. Now, and I want to talk about a couple of your teammates. We came into this year, now we knew Hunter Glenn was going to be a playmaker. He really came on strong at the end of the year. But a young man that I was very impressed with last night, and I felt, man, you guys had some incredible chemistry together, was Isaiah Lumley. Talk about Lumley, man.
So Lumdog is my best friend, man. I love that guy. I'm probably at his house more than I'm at my own. I mean, Isaiah, he didn't play basketball last year. He wanted to, get better for football, throw, lift, stuff like that. But he just came back this year, and his motto every single day is, hey, I may not be doing well, but I'm having fun. And that's what he brings to the table, man. He's just great energy on the court. He gets fired up. He's not a big guy, but he's got the biggest heart in the entire world. And that's just a great aspect. So me and him, we have chemistry. I mean, we play basketball outside with each other all the time in the summer. So there's that aspect of it. But just him getting confidence is a great aspect for him. And once he gets that rolling, he's just going to be, I mean, he could score 30 points a game if he wanted to.
Yeah, he scored 16 in the game against Eldon. What was more impressive, Dill, kid had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. He was all over the place. Now, I feel like if he can keep his confidence and you shoot well, the rest of the team can really feed off that, and you guys may have some real success.
Yeah, I mean, he's contagious for sure. And so whenever you see a guy like that hustling after loose balls, getting rebounds, it just makes everybody else want to drive and go that extra mile as well. So he's going to be a great aspect for us, just getting the whole team round up and playing basketball.
Another guy that is going to be an interesting tell this year that, obviously the more time we get to see him play with you guys and learn to use his size, he could really be an asset for you. But I kind of liked what I saw from Norton last night. Talk about him.
Norton is a big offensive lineman. He's Division I football talent. His dad was a college basketball player, so he figured why not come out and play. He played in the past, but the kid's 6'8". He's got good feet. He can catch a ball, so he loves basketball too. That's what really surprised me is he wants to win a basketball game. So most guys, football players, they come into basketball just to kind of mess around, have fun, but he's the most competitive guy on the court when he wants to be. And so that's just going to be great energy, great talent, great size for us, because last year that might have been our problem. I was our biggest guy at 6'3", and that was our conference that just doesn't cut it, man. You got
certainly.
And so 6'8", that's just going to clog up lanes for the opposing team and open up everything else for us, because people are going to be like, oh my gosh, he's 6'8", we got to worry about him.
Right.
And so it's a perfect piece for us to build off of and just go on.
All right, so talked about basketball. Now let's have a little fun, Dill. You're a senior this year, all conference selection in football and basketball. We know you're an athlete, but what's the plans for Dyllan Decker after Camdenton?
At the moment, number one thing right now, Evangel for football. That's probably where I'm going to end up. I'm getting some communication from William Woods for basketball. But me and Evangel, they have what I want. I want a career, probably ministry, just learning how to distribute the gospel and do what I'm called to do. So that's probably where I'm going to end up. I'm doing football. I'm thinking about it. I don't want my last football game for Camdenton to be my last game. I think I'm okay with my last game for basketball being in a Laker jersey. But I love football, and so God's given me that opportunity to go play at a collegiate level, which has always been a dream since I actually remember the first time I picked up a football. It's kind of cliche, but I've just loved the game ever since then, and so that's my plans at the moment in December.
Very, very cool. I know a lot of people watching and be like, we want to see you play basketball somewhere. I mean, you're averaging 23 points a game through the early going thus far, and I think you can maintain that through the season. But so you're gonna go play football. Let's get to the Fast Five. I was able to ask Blair. You get 5 questions. I'm gonna just randomly make up the questions. I'm gonna throw them out there to you. You just give me the answer as quick as it comes to your mind. All right. First and foremost, what is your number 1 memory on a family vacation?
Okay. So first thing that popped in my head, when I was about 12, I went to the Gulf Shores, and my uncle got stung by a jellyfish. I mean, I'm talking giant welt just on his leg, bang. Didn't even notice it. He got out of the water and just started screaming. So, I mean, that's just the first thing that pops in my head when I think of vacation, because most people think of vacation like, oh, it's going to be great, and it's always a disaster. So awesome. That's like the perfect representation of that.
It's kind of, I don't know if it's a great memory, but maybe to this guy.
It's funny to me.
It is funny. Certainly is, Bill. All right, dream car. You get any car you want. What is it?
Brand new Dodge, man. 1500.
1500, you like the old diesel, huh?
Yes. I mean, living in Lake of the Ozarks, it's got a city feel to it, but there's a lot of back roads. I mean, it's perfect. I've grown up around trucks my whole life, so don't have one of my own. So that's one of the things I've dream car. That's what that or a Lamborghini. So they're the pretty same.
Let me ask you, because I'm like you. I live here at the Ozarks, and I don't drive a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Have you ever caught any grief from the guys saying, "What are you driving that car for?"
I mean. But they also like it because, I mean, if they want to go back road, my car is sturdy enough to handle it, and I don't waste as much gas as they do. So, I mean, and my car's got a better stereo system than most trucks anyway, so give and take, you can't complain about certain things, but my friends have given me crap, but who cares?
No big deal.
Yeah.
All right, so pick an NBA player that you say you model your game after. Who would that be?
Model my game after? I love watching Russell Westbrook. Mm-hmm. He's my favorite player. Been my favorite player for a long time. Even whenever it was all about Kevin Durant, I just love Russell Westbrook. So just his energy, he just plays angry, which not in the sense like he's gonna hurt you, but he just plays like he's gonna do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I love that aspect. Like Coach Quinn's always telling me, go make a play. Big players make plays, and that's exactly what he does. He comes alive, and that's what I love. So I don't dunk on people like he maybe does, but still. He's just awesome to watch because most of the time he's the most athletic player on the court.
Yeah.
And that for me, that's my situation. And so just watching how he maneuvers through people, and it's something to take notice to.
That's awesome, man. All right. I want to know who has been the most influential person in Dyllan Decker's life.
Man, at this moment in time, Isaiah talked about him, his dad, Ken Lumley, most influential person in my life. Ken's a pastor at Osage Hills in Osage Beach. And last year, I just really was trying to find myself. I don't really know how to describe it, just doing a lot of stupid things, doing this, doing that. And Ken came into my life and really, showed me how to be a man, what being a man really is. And it's not, getting as much as you can. Being a man is being defined by who you are in Jesus Christ. And that's what Ken's really taught me, and we talk all the time. I talked to him already today and last night. He's just most influential person in my life, and I love Ken and love everything about him, so yeah, that's it.
That's awesome, dude. Great answer. And I know Pastor Lawler, a great man, obviously. Osage Hills, very great place, man.
Yeah, great place.
Very anointed. Place. So I got one more question for you for your Fab Five.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you for a loop a little bit.
Okay.
What's been your favorite memory at Camdenton off the basketball court and off the football field?
Oh, favorite memory off the court. Man, there's so many, man. You live around the lake. There's just so much to do. Okay, I got a story for you. So, me and my buddy were at his house, and he lives out in Hawataka, D Road, and it was his birthday or something, so we were outside. He has this stuff tannerite. It's like a lower grade dynamite, and we were outside shooting guns, just being stupid. And so we put the tannerite on an old broken down truck, and we shot it, and it caught on fire. But it was like a little flame. Listen, and the flame came down into the bottom of the truck. It was broken down. It was in the ground for years, and there was dry leaves everywhere. Yeah, and so it got on the flame.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and, there was a creek about 100 yards away, and no jokes. We literally drove to his garage, got 2 coolers, and started hauling water back 100 yards. I mean, it's 95 degrees outside. We're sweating bullets, and it's 30 minutes straight, nonstop. I'm dying. And we finally get the fire put out, and we just literally sit there at each other, and we almost burned down like half a Haw-Tonka, man. So, I mean, is it a great memory for as far as being good? No, but it's a funny memory that I'll never forget. So,
certainly a memory, to say the least. Well, Dyllan, man, it's always a pleasure getting to catch up with you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show, man. Good luck the rest of the way. We're certainly going to be following, and we'll catch up soon, man.
For sure, man.
All right, it's Dyllan Decker, star guard for the Camdenton Lakers, joining us on the Roundball Roundup.
Polylift boat lifts.
Your boat is a major investment. Make sure it sits on a Polylift.
When you need a boat lift to raise your boat out of the water, choose the one voted best boat lift at the lake. Choose Polylift. Any size, built with the best quality construction, a lifetime warranty on the tanks, and the service to stand behind it. We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
And we are back, Ron, and what a good time we had. Blair and Dyllan, so much fun those two are, and of course you gotta love Coach Caffey. But boy, how do we get so lucky to kick off the show with those two?
Oh, what a perfect trio for our first show. And Coach Caffey, she's fantastic. We love her, and these kids are fantastic.
Really, they make it so enjoyable for us to do what we do, during basketball season, and I'm very excited, and I know that we're early in the basketball season. The only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure. A lot to still be seen and a lot to still be figured out, Ron, and we'll be about as close as you can get for the entire season, won't we?
We will. We'll be there.
And we're going to have a blast doing it, Ron. I can't wait. We'll be at Quick Car in Osage Beach for next week's show. We'll talk more about our Osage programs, who both 4-1, and of course for the Osage girls, they're going to be home against Eugene, and they'll play the big one at Camdenton Monday. And for the boys, they travel to Richland and then at Dixon Friday before obviously the following week, big game against Camdenton. And of course, as far as Camdenton's concerned, Ron, a week of home games, a lot of home games after the boys go play at Helias. You got big Osage game. That one's at home on Monday night as the Osage girls come to play the Camdenton girls, and then the girls will play Battle.
They will. They play them on Thursday at home, and then the boys are at home next week also. Again, they're at Helias this Friday, but next week, Tuesday and Friday, they've got Marshfield on Tuesday, and they've got Osage on Friday. So it's a great week, and especially for this basketball program where we have both schools competing against each other. Unfortunately for Osage, it's here at Camdenton, but it should be a great week of basketball, and it's really exciting to have all 4 home games this week. Yeah,
and it worked out well that in our early going in the show, we are going to get to see our 2 coverage teams go head-to-head. Should really tell us a lot and give you and I a little more insight. Well, Ron, that's all the time we have for Week 1's edition of the show. We'll be at Quick Car in Osage Beach next Wednesday for that show. We'll look forward to that. And as far as you guys are concerned, come out and watch some great basketball. For Ron Dugan, the entire crew here at the Funky Buffalo for the Roundball Roundup, I'm William Holtz, and I'll see you next week.
Lake TV Sports thanks you for watching this edition of Roundball Roundup from the Funky Buffalo. Watch for a brand new edition next Thursday at 12:30 on the Lake TV Network.